It's your boy Tunnel Vision, and we are back for another one. So Anthony Joshua wants to help out Tyson Fury in his bout against Deontay Wilder. You know, he put out a post saying, hey man, Tyson Fury, you need any help, preparing for this guy? Absolutely. I'll come up there, I'll help you to get this victory, and then after that, we can get it on, and I'll fight you. This is what he says. Now, is he serious when it comes to this? I would have to say no. I mean, number one, let's say it was true and he really was going to go help Tyson Fury. What does it do for Tyson Fury? You got a tall, stiff, blocky guy that fights absolutely nothing like Deontay Wilder. Nothing. There's nothing that he brings to the table that will resemble anything that Deontay Wilder does whatsoever. Actually, the only thing that would actually bring is a distraction to, to your training. It could bring publicity too, though, to your event, ironically. And I think that's what's going on, actually. You know what I mean? But let's kind of reverse back a little bit. This is the same Anthony Joshua that said, after our fight with Andrew Ruiz, I don't want to hear nothing about Tyson Fury. I don't want to hear nothing about Deontay Wilder. Let them go do what they're doing. And then after they're done, if they want to come over here, we can see what's up. He said they need me in order to make history. This is the guy who said, you know what I'm saying? I want all the fans. I want all the fans to start pushing Undisputed. You know what I'm saying? He wants to get that Undisputed trending because that's what he wants to do. It has to happen in 2020. This was after saying previously that after he fights his fight with Ruiz, he's going to fight some stiff, and that's it. He don't give an F everybody. Middle finger goes out to everybody. This is what he said. You know what I mean? This is what he said. But now, and another thing he also said was that when they started bringing up Wilder, it's like, no. He's going to focus on what's ahead of him. Because if he focused past that, bad things could happen. That was one of the reasons he gave for him losing the fight against Andrew Ruiz in the first time, saying he was focused on, quote, Undisputed, and that he was focused on Deontay Wilder. He said that was his focus. So he said he's not going to do that anymore. That what he's going to do is focus on what's in front of him. So it's kind of ironic that, okay, number one, you're not focusing what's in front of you. That's number one. And now number two, you're trying to help, the person that you probably could be fighting. You want to go help them. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Why would you go help them for? This is a person that's been pissing on you, has been trashing on you, has been disrespecting you, and talking all kind of stuff about you for a while now. But you want to just, we're going to just brush it all aside and forget that, and, you're just going to help that guy. It makes no sense. Not to mention, you want to go spar him and help him from an event when you have an event in March. He's supposed to be fighting in March against whatever the damn dude's name, Pulev. He's supposed to be fighting in March against Pulev. So you're going to break your camp to come all the way to the United States to help Tyson Fury spar in order to get ready for his event when you got your big time event ready, for what's going coming up, what's going in March. I mean, what does that exactly say about your event? If you're your competition that you're basically facing, what are you saying? That they're so low tier that you don't need to have a full real camp? Is that what you're saying? What are you saying, that your event doesn't mean much? What are you saying when it comes to that? The reality of the situation is he doesn't want to fight Tyson. He doesn't want to help Tyson Fury with his bout. That's not what is going on. But what he does want to do is he wants to infuse himself into the buildup of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. He knows this is a bout that's going to be talked about a lot. This right now is going to be the focus of boxing, period. It's going to be Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. All the talk is going to be about this particular event. This is a bout that's going to be pushed heavy on ESPN. This is a bout that's going to be pushed heavy on Fox. All of the boxing world is going to be focused on this event. That's it. Pulev versus Anthony Joshua is something that's going to be in the background. There's not going to be much talk about it. There's not going to be much interest in it. And he knows that. And Anthony Joshua wants to keep himself at the echelon, at the peak of talk when it comes to the heavyweight division, especially after having such a lackluster fight as he did in his previous fight. What he didn't impress anybody. It wasn't impressive. It wasn't anything that got people hyped up. You know what I'm saying? Got people saying, all right, he's back. He's a man. It would have been different. And to make it worse, this guy didn't even come into this bout in shape. This guy didn't even train the way that he was supposed to. This guy wasn't even focused the way he should have been for this particular fight. Yet you still just ran around for 12 rounds in this big, huge, giant ring that looked like a freaking track field, a football field, and you're just running around there. Tap, tap, move, 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 tap, tap, move, 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 move. That's what you did the whole bout. It wasn't that dominating performance when you go up in there and you just, you exclamate, make that exclamation point that says, yo, I'm that man. Put respect on my name. It wasn't that kind of performance, especially when it comes to the heavyweight division. You need to go in there and handle your business, especially if you're proclaiming yourself to be the best in the world. And that's not what happened. Very lackluster performance. We don't know what he did as far as viewerships. They were screaming, 1 million new subscribers on DAZN, which ended up not being true. It was 200,000, and that spread over 9 markets. Most of those markets, you can still get free subscriptions for your first month. So that wasn't as impressive as they, try to make it out to be. And then, as far as the pay-per-view numbers in the UK, we don't know. We know last month, I think it did like 400,000 with the first bout in the UK against Andrew Ruiz. I think he did like 400,000. The second one, they were screaming 1.6 million. But the problem, we can't go by those numbers because they came out with those numbers in 24 hours. Bullish. It's impossible. Impossible. It's usually a week before numbers come out in the UK. And Barb is the one that is a respected source over there when it comes out to pay-per-view numbers. And they didn't put out no numbers, but somehow they're able to collect all this data and have the information that it did 1.6 million pay-per-views in less than 24 hours. Complete ish. These guys are still on that fake it till you make it stuff. And hey, it is what it is. But this whole talk of Deontay Wilder is nothing. Nobody knows Deontay Wilder. No one cares about Deontay Wilder. All that talk, we know one person who sure seems to care, and that's Anthony Joshua, because he can't keep that man's name out of his mouth, even when nothing's being said. But I can't blame him either. It's smart. It's intelligent to infuse himself in that event. It's very smart to have his name being there and him be talked about. Because you need the possibility of fighting them in order to push your events, in order to keep people interested in you. Because these other guys at this point, people don't give a ish, especially for the likes of Pulev. No one cares about that match at all, But the drama continues. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks leading up to fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.